Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through? For you, for you, for you, for you, for eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through? For you, for you, for you, for you, for you,
Empty hearts and neon lights, playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, oh, oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started. Get me out of now. Where we started. Get me out of now. Where we started at. La, 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, oh, oh. The more I swim, the more I'm thinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started. Get me out of now. Where we started. Get me out of now. Where we started at.
We grew up a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go back. I had no worries, but always had plans. The only thing I did was dig out the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh. Hard to get up and then work on my craft. I need inspiration. Don't need no validation. No more medication. Just try some meditating. I don't need you to save me. Feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say. I just need to numb the pain.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another VHEL Campville live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday night. Hope you all know what that means. In case you don't, it is Valorant night. We have a very exciting match tonight. Arguably a little bit of a rivalry match tonight, as we are going to be watching Smite play up against longtime rivals, Las Vegas Valhalla, Las Vegas, also known as NBF. Wow, this is gonna be an exciting game. This is a series we've seen numera of times. We've seen it go back and forth. Things happen, things don't happen. Just a crazy series all around most of the time. So I'm very excited to see what is going to happen tonight. And yeah, just waiting on some confirmation here to actually get in the lobby and everything, but should be starting very soon. And yeah, I'm very excited, especially, and we've been talking a lot about this new Smite roster and how they've looked, and how they've kind of shaped things up, and excuse me, and you know, we've seen great flashes, we've seen real struggle, so it'll be really interesting to see if tonight against a longtime rival they can hunker down and lock in, or if they're going to struggle a little bit because of the lack of some of that experience. But I have to highlight this team is back at full strength, as Evie and Colin, aka Animal Team and Raptor, are both back. They were missing last week, but they're here this week. So those two players are definitely very experienced players that are going to influence this team, going to have to make an impact tonight. And when we talk about players that have to make an impact, I think we have to talk about the one, the only 4-slot toaster, aka Atlee. Atlee is someone who has been grinding the game recently, just playing non-stop, has just hit another new peak of Ascendant 2, and he is working his butt off to try and be exactly where he wants to be, try to get to the rank that he wants to hit. And I will be the first one to tell you that if he wants to pursue esports further, maybe go to college for it and all those fun things, then this kid has absolutely got the opportunity to do that as long as he sticks in and stays dedicated. And really, these are the kinds of things that you love to see. You know, you love to see the growth and the experience and the friendship and all of the things that we don't talk about as much, obviously, because we talk a lot more about wins and losses and how the team is doing and all those kinds of things. But when we look individually at all of these players, I mean, the amount of growth, the amount of everything that has come to them just week in and week out is so crucial for them. So they really have to make sure that they are continuously improving, continuously doing whatever it is that they need to do to make sure that they are ready to go, not only for the matches here, but also for the rest of their lives. And that's the most important part. So again, this Smite roster back at full strength. We're going to see the roster we've seen, we saw in week 1, the full roster we saw in week 1. So we have Animal Team, aka EV, which we talked about a little bit. 4-slot toaster, aka Atlee, which we talked about a little bit. And then Raptor, aka Colin, which we also talked about a little bit. And rounding out this team, the two players we didn't talk too much about yet, at least so far tonight, of course, is Penguin, aka Eric. And finally, Will Mark, aka Will. Will still trying to find his place on this team, and especially after the showing we saw last week, you know, from players like Lachlan, from players like Little Ben, you know, absolutely showing out, absolutely proving that, hey, maybe they deserve a spot on this team. Maybe this is a, you know, that they are going to have to be a regular name that gets thrown in the hat and gets looked at to play on this roster. As much as this is Will's spot of right now, man, it could very easily change, and we could see some changes, especially once we kind of move out of the winter season and move into the spring season. And the spring season is going to be very important for Smite, as Smite are still in the reach of qualifying for ESC. And I know I will speak for them when I say I think that they all want to do that. I think they're very excited and hopeful that they can obviously book their ticket down there. I haven't looked at the power rankings recently, so I don't know exactly where they're at. They might have fallen off. Obviously, the winter season weight being a little different, but they are definitely going to be pushing for the spring season to try and book their ticket to ESC. But ladies and gentlemen, it is currently 7:30, and I would anticipate here that we should be getting the Las Vegas players in this lobby any second now, and the games should be getting going here in just a few minutes. And Nitro also playing a match tonight. I actually didn't look at their opponent, so you have to pardon me a little bit on that. But it'll be very crucial to see, potentially get some updates on how Nitro is doing, see if they can kind of take care of business. Last week was a little heartbreaking for them, obviously playing down, I believe, 2, if not 3 players. So, well, really stretching for that. But hopefully those guys can get it done. Hopefully Smite can get it done. And hopefully we can have some good news up here in the booth. Last week it was all bad news. It was all negative Nancy's. But this week I sense something a little different. Oh, excuse me. Wow. You guys can't see. But I seeing quite a lot of energy from the Valorant roster. Both, I guess I should say, Valorant rosters, both Smite and Nitro. So both of these teams are really looking forward to it, really looking like they're ready to go, really trying to lock in and figure things out here right before we get matches started. And really, that's also important. You know, all of these teams going in, all of these players, I guess I should say, going in with high morality, wanting to prove that last week was just a fluke. And so far, that's exactly what I'm seeing. And again, just waiting here to start to get Las Vegas in the lobby. Let me see if I can get you guys any updates on what's going on. And I do see that lobby code has been sent and everything, but I don't see anyone joining. And it looks like we are, just waiting, and just recently sent, so maybe just waiting a few minutes. Maybe MBF trying to figure some things out last minute here before they decide to jump on in. But again, this is a long-time rivalry, and I would expect a slugfest of rounds. A lot of these players know each other, have played with each other outside of Valhallans. Some of them even friendly with each other. So really interesting to see how this match is going to go. Obviously, the hardest part about competition is when you play against people you know, when you play against people you're friendly with, being able to differentiate that friendliness for good competition. So just waiting for some of them to join again. And one of the other things that I want to talk about, especially with the return of Evie and Colin, is something that we talked a lot about last week, is the leadership role for this Smite team. It hasn't really been figured out yet, you know. Seasons prior, you know, they had Evan and Thunder, and Evan was a great leader and really did what he needed to do to make sure that the team was successful. You know, and then he was leading them correctly, but so far, we haven't really seen anyone emerge as that new leader yet. And realistically, I think it's going to be a mix of 2, if not 3 players. Those 2 or 3 players being Evie, Atlee, and Colin. Obviously, the most experienced on this roster. So, especially after a loss like last week, and that loss was a domination for Smite. I mean, just a tough way to lose, tough result to face, but they're going to have to bounce back strong. They're going to have to bounce back. They're going to really have to step into this leadership role and really step into the game tonight to make sure that they are setting themselves up for a good match. Again, and NBF, or Valhalla Las Vegas, is a team that is very good. Again, we've seen this matchup numerous times. We've seen it go back and forth. We've seen them in regular season. We've seen them in playoffs. It just seems like this game is really anybody's contest. But will be really interesting to see, especially with potentially some roster changes. Now, we don't know what NBF's roster looks like quite yet, because obviously they are not in the lobby yet, but seeing the roster changes here from Smite, it will be very interesting to see what Smite is going to throw at them tonight. And specifically, I guess I should also talk about the new coach, Coach Jacob. I don't think Coach Jacob has played this NBF roster yet as the coach for Smite. So really interesting to see what he's going to do and how the the impact that he can make, potentially change the game up, throw some things off for this NBF roster to catch them off guard. But I have not gotten any word yet, so not really sure what is going on at this point. I just see an update sent in the Discord, so once I get an update, I will let you guys know. Maybe Nitro isn't playing their match either. Looks like they might have an FF. Let's see if I can get an update. Actually, I don't know what chat Nitro's in, so but yes, as soon as I get the update on this Smite game, I will, of course, make sure I communicate that. And everyone's been talking so far, so I'm just really confused on what exactly is happening. But might be facing some technical difficulties, might have some delays of maybe some students in the bathroom. I don't know. We don't make any assumptions here until we get a definite result, so until then, we will hang out for you guys. And actually, let me use this time to talk about... Oh, we see one of them. One of the NBF players just joined the lobby, so might be getting in here. But while we have another couple moments here as they all join in, let me talk a little bit to you guys about 2 updates that we have. Well, not really updates, but things coming up. So, obviously, we have ESC, the national event that we are doing down in Florida. It is going to be very exciting. Teams are still trying to qualify for that, and there is a lot of pressure on these players to try and book their ticket. And we talked a little bit about the impact that Smite is going to be trying to figure out to make sure they can book their ticket. A lot of our Fortnite duos players, our build players, are trying to book their ticket. I would love if my Rocket League team can book a ticket. Obviously, it's going to be up in the air as those things kind of go. We're going to really have to see how spring season goes, but a lot of these players, a lot of these students wanting to go to Florida, wanting to have the opportunity to do that. So a lot on the line, and I wouldn't say quite so yet, but you can start to feel some of the pressure in here as the match kind of moves forward. As these seasons kind of move forward, a lot of the players are aware that it is something that is happening, and we are getting closer and closer to that. And the other update that I have is we are about to have new emotes. I'm very excited. We're about to have a whole Twitch overlay change. First, we're going to start with emotes. Stuff will slowly get rolled out as it gets done, but we have a new intern. She has been amazing so far, doing a lot of work for us already. So as she gets things done for the Twitch package, obviously we will get them on here and get them updated for you guys. And of course, I'll let you know, just so you can keep an eye out. But the first thing that she's working on is going to be emotes. And they look amazing. I've seen them. I've seen sketches. I haven't seen anything digitalized quite yet. But I've seen sketches. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are very excited. Again, I've kind of seen the finished product, so I know a little bit of what they're going to look like. But wow, I'm very excited for those. Very excited to see how they are going to turn out. And the most cool thing about that is, for anybody watching, or anybody that goes back and watches the VOD, if you are a parent at home, or a player here at VHEL on Camp Hill, if you use a sub to our Twitch, whether that be your Prime sub or a paid sub, or your student can redeem VHEL coins here, I believe it's going to be 30, I believe is the price we set, then they can get their own emote designed and used for the time period. We haven't really set a time period on that yet. We might just do a rotation of, as we get new ones, we'll rotate the oldest ones out and kind of work on that. Obviously, I don't know what that's going to look like quite yet, but as those things kind of happen, we will get more information on those details. And yes, I can't talk enough about how excited I am to get those emotes up for you guys. This has been something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Some of you may or may not know that I am awful at graphic design. I mean, god awful. So having someone that can do it, having someone that is not awful, is very skilled, and can really make some cool things for us, gets me very excited. I hope that gets you guys very excited as we want to make this a community. You know, really, that's kind of my next step. I would say that's maybe one of my goals for 2026 is to kind of build the stream and everything up here into a little bit more of a community and get you guys tuning in on a more regular basis and excited to watch and everything, and some more interaction. So I want to see the emos. Obviously, once the Twitch overlay and everything gets redone, I want to see all that. So stay tuned for all that. And it looks like maybe we're getting an update here. I see someone typing in the channel. No update quite yet. But we do have some players in the lobby, so I'm not really sure what is exactly happening at this point, as it is starting to creep into the later time, obviously being 7:41, and we have no real word yet. Still waiting on a couple players. So again, as soon as we get an actual update that something is happening, then I will let you guys know. It's looking like a match is going to happen, but I'm left in the dark here, so I really have no idea. And it looks like coaches don't really know what's going to happen yet either. It does look like I can confirm that I assume the Nitro game was a forfeit. It looks like some of the players are playing comp, so just waiting to get this Smite game started, and hopefully it happens soon. Hopefully we don't have a forfeit. Obviously that would be kind of tragic, because that means I just sit up here and yap for 20 minutes and you guys don't actually get to watch any Valorant, which would also be tragic for me. But we're gonna wait and see. Hopefully we can get something. Someone else join. We're just waiting for one more player at this point. No nothing in the party chat either. Nothing in chat in game. So we are really just waiting here for the final player, the get-go at this point, and the readies to be extended, and still nothing in the Discord. So I guess I should apologize for the delay. Obviously not our faults, but still I know it can be a little annoying, especially when trying to watch and do other things, or just watch in general. So and typically here at about 7:45, and we're not there quite yet, but we are getting close. It's typically when forfeits are requested, but I don't know what's gonna happen, especially since there's just been no communication. Sorry, had to take a little sippy of water, and it looks like maybe we have the final player in there. We see the final player has joined the lobby. Oh my gosh, now my tongue's all tied up. But so maybe confirmation gonna get sent here. I'm not really sure, as communication has definitely been lackluster. So everybody's in here, but no communication as of yet. So I'm just sitting in the dark at this point of what's going on, of what's gonna happen here. Looks like maybe we're trying to get organized here, is trying to get locked in as everything gets kind of sorted here. Looks like maybe we're gonna play. I don't know. Again, I'm still in the dark. I have not seen a drop of communication for the past 10 minutes. So I apologize for all the lack of everything. I do see the R extended here from Eevee, so maybe we're gonna get a follow up. Maybe the game will get started any minute now. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I know you guys are probably hoping too. We still have nothing. It's just starting to get to the point where it's becoming a little excessive. You know, game has got to get started here soon, and by soon I mean like now. And just still complete radio silence. So, what is going on? I don't know. I mean, obviously everybody in the lobby, but still nothing yet from Las Vegas. Now we see it in the Discord, and it looks like we are ready to start. And should be getting started any minute now. And ladies and gentlemen, let's finally tune in to some Smite Valorant. All right, here looks like we are going to see some early hovers here. We're going to see Eric on the Sova. Looks like Atlee potentially either going to go Jet or Reyna. You see Eevee maybe either going to go Gecko or Fade. Currently hovering the Gecko right now, though. And now we see some hovers from Colin. We see Clove. That's a pretty standard pick for Colin. And who will hover? Typically we see him initiate, but we're currently seeing Eric initiate. So maybe we're going to see the veto pick, the hover, I guess I should say, from Will here. So very interesting comp. Jet actually a little different for Atlee. Now, someone that Atlee does play quite a bit, but typically we're used to seeing him on the Reyna. Eevee going back to her main. Eevee used to main Gecko quite a long time ago. Switched off it, but still comes back to it when she feels necessary. Colin on Clove is a very standard pick. Eric on Sova is very interesting, and Will on Veto again, very interesting. And looking at the NBF side, we have Spade on Neon, Dino on Astra, Air on Jet, Fast on Breach, and For All on Chamber. So let's see how Smite gets this game started. And it looks like you're starting defense first. We're going to see essentially a 2-2-1 split here. Obviously, it's a little bit different. It's almost like a 2-1-1-1. Someone hovering in between two sites, but I think we saw contact on C. Let's see Atlee here with the Bandit. The jump peek doesn't see anybody. Doesn't see anybody a second time. So we see Eevee sitting garage here. Colin also taking peeks in the mid, but doesn't see anything. Although we do see the ping that he's spotted multiple, so maybe gonna see a B site push. Even just hovering this garage door here. You do see some utils come out. Evie's going to find one, but it's going to fall. Eric falls as well. Atlee goes down as well. And just like that, and the first seconds of contact here, it's already down to a 2v4. And Smite has a long way to battle back if they want to here. Although Colin's going to pick up one and start to turn the trajectory back into Smite's favor potentially. But Spike is down. And you would almost anticipate C-Site, but Colin and Will need to play this together. It looks like Will might go through doors here. As we're going to see almost a dummy smoke here from Colin. We do see Spike. And Colin whiffs, and Will walked all the way through the smoke and just doesn't shoot his gun whatsoever. And everybody is going to die to Spike detonation. But MBF are going to take round one. And now Smite have to dig back from the deficit already, even though it's little. And again, we're seeing a similar stack here, as we do see some utility get dumped A main here, although it looks like we could see some through sewer, as we do see some shots. We see a bunch of util get deployed out here, as we see the neon wall, but a good headshot there from Will as he picks up one. And a rush onto site here as trades come through. So much action going on. Colin, the only person still on site. Evie now joining him. 2v1 here. And Atlee is going to be the one to pick up the deciding kill to tie the game up. And now I would expect to see some buys here from Smite. It looks like maybe we're going to see a little split here. Some players forcing Will, maybe looking like he's going to try and save. But a lot of players just keeping the Vandals they had from last round from Smite, as they were able to pick some off of MBF's bodies. Because we don't have any contact yet. As we survey the map here, no one on Smite has seen anything. There's been no util, no nothing yet. Everybody holding an angle. See jump peek there from Atlee. Doesn't see anything C long. NBF playing a very slow round this round. Oh, but I think we saw something sewer, and we did, as Eric fires a couple shots but can't find a kill. And now just has to back up, but no one has checked the corner to see if Will is there. And Jet dashes, but Will gets caught out. Cuts inspecting his gun. That is such a crucial error there from Will. And now Smite have to try and play retake down a player. Luckily, Eric gets a lot of intel from the dart, and 2, just like that, 3.
One enemy remaining.
And it looks like we're just going to see a stick here. No. As Atlee is going to pick up the final kill. And Smite are going to find the defuse and take the advantage in the game to 2-1.
Keep them in our sights.
And Smite playing well so far, other than a couple crucial errors now. Luckily, not really biting them in the foot yet, so let's see what happens. Round 4 here. Smite have that advantage. See if they can continue to use it. You see everyone for Smite have a Vandal. Seeing jump peeks from Atlee. And last round, NBF played very slow. And Eric peeking out garage doors for some reason. Almost gets some bullets in his head. Is able just to get out though. Does see the Astra with the drone. Colin and Evie here looking down B site. Have to keep an eye out. And it looks like we see a little jump peek there from Will as he doesn't discover anybody in sewer. And again, a very slow round here for NBF. But Colin's going to be the first one to open the score sheet. As he gets dashed onto, he finds 2. Now his teammates there to support him. That's NBF trying to play very slow here, but running out of time very quickly. And only have 10 seconds. Will finds 1. Colin finds 1 through the smoke on the 3K. Can he find the 4K? No, it looks like Chamber is just going to try and save. No, actually, Colin died. Maybe a little greedy for the 4K, but pays the price. Luckily, Smite still win the round, growing their advantage to 3-1. Colin saw the outline of a body here, trying to find the wall bang. We're going to see Evie run through, maybe try to hold a different angle. Doesn't see anybody. Potentially going to peek garage. Do see the Astra smoke come down onto C site. Some shots get exchanged again from Colin. Although Eric is going to be the first one to fall here. Evie finds 1. Colin's going to fall though. Does he decide to use the ult? No. Looks like he's going to hold on to it. As Will finds 1 in response though. It's a 3v3. Oh my gosh. What a turnaround from Will. What was the Astra doing? We don't know.
30 seconds left.
But Will knowing exactly where the last one is. As Spike gets planted, but Will picks up his 3K. And he's going to secure the round for Smite. As they are going to go to 4-1.
They're embarrassed themselves.
And you know, one of the things that we talked about is the benefit that Will brings to this team. You know, we talked about a lot of the pressure that he has on him, trying to make himself the regular on this roster with people like Lachlan and Little Ben constantly on his back. But we see why he was the choice so far and why he continues to be the one that is on this roster. Ladies and gentlemen, NBF need a timeout. The scary part about this NBF roster is this is a team that just needs a little bit of momentum, and all of a sudden this game could go to from 4-1 to 4-4 to 9-4 to who knows what the final result will be. But if NBF can get some positive momentum here, that can be a very scary team, and they could turn it around on Smite. But Smite, knowing how to maintain momentum, knowing how to play smart, and as long as Smite continues to play the way that they have been, they should be able to lock this game down. But we will have to see, as we're going to see the chamber ult here from NBF. As it looks like Atlee's going to draw first blood. We're going to see the breach ult, I think, come out as well. And a dash comes through. Eric finds one as well. We did see one in the smoke. Although Eevee falls in garage there. Oh, Atlee almost at a cheeky angle. Gonna smoke to try and wait for his teammates here. And Will potentially gonna go on the flank here. They see Chamber and they see Breach. Gonna fire some shots. Will trying his best to creep around. Although some util set up to prevent the flank as Breach finds Atlee.
Seconds left. One enemy
And
remaining.
nobody's checking the flank for NBF. Will just walking up for free, but he can't find the kill. But the trade comes through. Eric on the 3K. Smite grow their advantage to 5-1.
Sooner or later, they will make a mistake.
And it looks like here they're going to request a tech pause. So maybe one of their players is struggling with some audio here, so I would anticipate that this is going to be fixed hopefully pretty quickly here. We're not exactly sure who on MBF is having the issue, but we did see. And I'm sorry, last round I thought Breach used his ult, but no, he still got it. So we could see it this round, but Smite getting a few ults on their side as well. So it's definitely something we will have to keep our eye out for. And just waiting to see until this pause gets figured out here. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Doesn't take too long. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, you can really see how much Colin is stepping up here. But you have to shout out Will and Eric as well, especially Will, getting all of the pressure that he's got on him right now to stay as a regular on this roster, and he's proving himself, proving why he should be here against a very good NBF team. He is second fragging right now for Smite. Eric right there as well, and then Atlee and Eevee following up a little behind them. So just everyone playing such a crucial part in this roster for Smite here, and this is really what kind of we expect to see from them. I don't really expect to see anyone super pop off. Now, obviously, we are seeing Colin have a few more kills than anybody else, but still all very close in the kill column. What we expect to see from Smite. And MBF's a little bit of a different story here, as the Chamber has majority of the kills, Fast following up, and then Dino. And it looks like we do see the R's get re-extended, so I would anticipate tech pause is officially going to end here. And we are going to get back to the game. Right back to where we were. It is 5-1 in the favor of Smite. And The most interesting thing about that tech pause, and this is something you have to talk about, is NBF essentially has gotten 2 timeouts this half. Now, that definitely was not a minute long. So, obviously one being a little shorter, but essentially 2 timeouts in 1 half to try and figure something out. You have to wonder if maybe this is going to be the round that turns it around for him. But it doesn't look like it, as Evie is going to open the kill sheet and find first blood here. We're going to see the flash. It does hit someone, but Evie can't find the kill. She gets stunned. A bunch of util gets dumped on her, but somehow she's still alive. Gets stunned again. Can't get out. As we're going to see Colin use the ult here. He only has a short amount of time. He has to play aggressive if he wants to find a kill to stay alive. And he whiffs, unfortunately. And now it's all up to Eric and Atlee. Atlee trying to take control of site here. Eric gonna play behind him. And Atlee's gonna fall. And Eric finds one. Can he find the second? Can he clutch for his team? He's gonna recon drone to try and find where Neon is at. Gonna maybe try and get to half. As he does. Is he gonna try and stick? No. Swings the Neon and finds the kill. And gets the defuse. What a clutch from Eric.
I got your backs. Just, from the front.
And what a team play. We saw the smoke there from Colin and Eric using that to his advantage. And this is the Smite that we're used to seeing. This is the Smite that's firing on all cylinders. And man, is it good to have this Smite back. And we see Atlee with the operator. When this guy has the op, you gotta watch as he sees the Neon. Can't find the kill though. And they have to be wary of the Jet on MBF as they have used ult. But Evie gonna be the one to open the kill sheet yet again. But she's gonna fall shortly after. Eric saw one in garage, sees the Neon. Colin finds Jet. Colin finds 2. Colin finds 3. Can't find 4. But Eric finds it on the flank. And Smite win the round and go to 7-1. And we are a few rounds from the swap. And Smite has all momentum, all control, all pressure on NBF. NBF has to figure something out, and it has to be right now if they want to try and get back into this game.
You watch it, find it.
As we do see the Astra ult. Colin falls, although some trades come through as Will and Evie combine. Atlee still has the op here. Now in a little bit of a tricky situation as Smite have a disadvantage here, and Atlee tries to swing out but can't find the kill. And now Eric's got a lot to do all by himself yet again. We saw him clutch it just a few rounds ago. Can he do it again? As it looks like Eric might just save the op. Is gonna try and get out. And a huge shot there from Eric as the breach gets greedy. A second shot there from Eric as Neon gets greedy. And the 3K from Eric. Unfortunately, NBF still going to take the round. But what shots there from Eric to shut any momentum that NBF is going to try and gain from that down. And huge kills there. And this time, it looks like it's going to be Colin that tests his luck with the op here. You see an op, you gotta watch him. And we see the breach ult come through A site as Will just able to teleport out. And Smite just has to play retake here. As we see Colin finding a couple and a lot of combat going through here as Colin has got to find 3 kills if he wants to win the round here for his team. Switching between a Vandal at his feet and the op. It looks like he's going to swing with the op here. Just going to hold the angle here. Probably going to try and save the op yet again. It looks like NBF learned their lesson from last round. Not going to swing Colin with the op. The NBF start to climb the hill, the mountain that is the differential in rounds here as they make it 7-3. And this game not over by any means. And hello, Maori? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name, but hello, yes, good vibes in general, good vibes in here. Hope you are doing well, as I know we are. As Atlee actually opens the score sheet, but very quickly gets punished for it. Evie falls right behind him.
Spike planted.
Right here.
Spike was planted. Eric potentially wanted to flank there, destroyed the util that was preventing it, and just going to try and get out and join his teammates here. What a flick there from Colin. Oh, a little unlucky there, but Colin going to be aggressive, going to use the ult here.
One enemy remaining.
And able to find the chamber to keep himself alive. And Smite, even though they gave up a couple rounds, bounce right back and make it 8-3.
Last round in the half.
Use everything you have.
I need a drop.
You want to play?
So it looks like Colin gonna try his luck with the op again, looking C-long here. Although Atlee gonna fall almost instantaneously from sewer, from the chamber ult. Now Evie just has to back up. Gonna have to give NBF some space here. Is able to avoid the util, and what a head ding from Evie as she finds one. She saw the neon, finds two, can't find any more, but ties it up for her team. And now with the retake, no, Colin falls. Now Smite just has to play retake here, but Will already in tower here. As we see the Astra ult come through,
Last player standing.
Eric is gonna fall. And now Will would have quite a lot to do, especially with the Astra ult here. Oh, you're right, that is a bot. Hey, that's okay, you know.
Switching sides.
So many ways to win. But we only need one.
Hey, we're inclusive here. We greet anybody and everybody, including bots. That's what's important.
Keep it up.
And we see the switching of sides here. So let's see what Smite is going to cook up on attack. She's going to very quick rush through garage. I wasn't able to pick up that neon.
Reloading.
Well, Will is going to be the first one to fall. And just going to try and back up a little bit. Are we going to try and wrap all the way to A? Ooh. No, there was a miscommunication. Eric falls a little bit behind the rest of his team here.
One enemy remaining.
So many things happening. Colin on the 3K here. Can he find the ace?
Last player.
No, actually, there's only one left. He can only find the 4K and needs to find it to secure his team the round. On 6 health, he does find the 4K.
No charges.
Secures his team the round. And what a clutch there from Colin to make it 9-4.
Things to do. Get on there. Dropping smokes.
It looks like we're seeing a rundown through to B here. So many kills coming off. Such quick succession, excuse me. And now Colin. Spike is down, but he has to pick up 2 here. Or try and buy time. As he picks up 1. Got a head dink on the other. Didn't find the kill though. And finds the kill. In another clutch from Colin. As he picks up the 3K. And Smite lead 10-4.
Right here. Watching here.
Let us hunt.
Oh, wow. Some shots fired in the chat.
Stop in a smoke.
That is crazy work. We'll watch, Atlee. We'll see if it happens. It looks like they're going to try and wrap out of a garage here and just go B-side again. Is Atlee going to fall? Evie falls as well. Will as well. And Eric taking so much damage on the 17 health. And could we see another clutch from Colin? They'd be asking a lot from him. Eric's still alive though, so doesn't have to do it all on his lone or on his lonesome quite yet.
Drop in a smoke.
Lynn in the chat as well, as Colin's going to open the score sheet, but no, can't pick up the clutch that round.
Rely on each other.
Oh, Lynn firing back. Shots fired in the chat. Everybody's catching strays out here, y'all.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Come on, little homies. Let's get it.
No peeking.
Let's see. It looks like we're seeing a little bit of a split here from Smite.
Right there. Enemy B.
Right here.
Smite playing a little slow here. Maybe we're going to see wrap to A site. And Will's going to be the first one to fall here. Good shot there from Evie. She's able to pick up one, but it's going to fall to the stun.
Down A.
Ali able to find the trade, though. Spike goes down. Colin fighting for his life. Has one heaven. Trying to look main as well. Natalie's going to fall. Colin going to fall as well. Debating on using the ult, but decides against it. And NBF are climbing the mountain as they not as they tie it up. Ooh, almost messed up. As they make it 10-6 here. And we talked about how anything in this game is possible. NBF just need a little bit of momentum, and they have been getting it.
Need a drop.
Right here.
He got lucky is crazy. That is crazy slander. That might be the craziest slander I've ever heard.
Feeling area.
W Lynn, W defense coming out from former teammate Lynn here. Is Ali gonna fall first? Will gonna follow in suit.
A.
Evie also gonna follow. Colin able to pick up the kill there though. But a 2v4. Just gonna try and get out at this point. They don't have Spike here, so someone would have to go back and grab it.
Last player standing.
As Colin gets shot from behind, gonna use the ult here. Gonna maybe try and play aggressive, and can't find the neon. Ooh, ooh, that hurt me to watch a little bit. That's tough. That was tough. Unlucky from Colin there. MBF slowly but surely closing the gap. 10-7 here. Colin is in fact on one today.
Moving ahead.
Dropping smokes.
Right here.
And Atler gonna fall yet again.
Spike down. C.
Reloading. Take flight.
And the quick. Oh, wow. Good shots there from Colin, though, as he plays the trade. Maybe a little bit of a bait there, but, that's not up for debate. He got the kill. That's what matters.
Player standing.
But shot in the back as NBF get closer and closer to closing the deficit. 10-8 here. And now that momentum very quickly turning in NBF's favor, and Smite need to figure something out.
Right here.
Someone has got to step up. Someone has got to help carry the burden here.
You want to
Colin
play? Let's
doing his
play.
best, but
Drop in a smoke. Right here.
this attack has not been it for Smite so far.
Ready. What's this?
And we're going to see Atlee use the jet ult. Let's see if he can find any kills with the knives. Gonna swing out.
Enemy spotted. B.
Deploying drone.
Gonna try and go garage, but no one is looking behind them.
Down mid.
And a quick 2, a quick 3 down for Smite.
Player standing.
And nobody can do anything as NBF make it a 1-round difference here. They make it 10-9. And they might need some good vibes to start to turn this around. Come on, Smite, you guys got this. People in the chat, if you got good vibes, send them to Smite right now because they need something.
Here. Drop in a smoke.
A very slow game here. Smite trying to switch it up. Maybe gonna go through garage here as they see the neon, but can't pick up the kill. Smite need to do something here. It looks like the team is going to try and go A, although Will's going to pay the price. Atlee's going to pay it as well.
Moving ahead.
30 seconds left.
Although Evie finds one to try and give her team a tie here. Actually, she finds 2, although Colin falls quickly. Evie does get stunned here from the neon. And some whiffs there from Eric as Evie finds 3. Can she find 4?
The wingman's down.
No, she cannot. As NBF tie this game up 10-10.
Take a moment to collect yourselves. Scattered minds make simple mistakes.
I don't know exactly what rank he is. I want to say he's somewhere gold to plat-ish. Again, I don't know exactly what his rank is off the top of my head. I want to say somewhere in that range though, to answer your question in the chat. Evie falls quick here to the op. Atlee gonna fall to the op as well. Now down 2 already. Smite have to do something. So it looks like Eric gonna try and lead the way for his team to contest A site. Will's gonna wait for, excuse me, Eric here gonna wait for his team. Will gonna jump on the site, gonna find the plan as they do find the Astra, but
Not ready.
a missed shot there causes the trade.
Seconds left.
And Spike does not get planted.
My ult is ready.
Last player
Scanning
standing.
ahead.
as kills come through. And NBF take the advantage for the first time since round 1 of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, Smite need a timeout. And this is not the result I would have expected. If you would have told me at the end of defense that this game was going to go all the way and flip to a 10-11 in the favor of NBF, I probably would have called you crazy. But again, like I said at the very beginning, anything is possible, and we are seeing it live. And we need anything. Smite needs anything here. They need to figure it out. They can't afford to give up any, if many more rounds. Maybe going to see a little bit more of a methodical play here from Smite.
Right here.
Careful here.
Is Evie going to jump all the way into window? It looks like all of Smite going to follow.
Right there.
And some huge kills come out there. One from Allie, one from Evie as well. Spike is going to go down onto B site. We're going to see the Gecko ult come out here. He does find the Astra, but Eric finds 2. And they just need to play together, and Will's going to be the one to pick up the final kill. As Smite tie it back up, 11-11. And wow, this is anybody's game.
And bad. Both can be exploited.
And let's see what Smite will do this round. Will they switch it up? Will they do the same thing? You do see 3 ults for each team. Oh, so undisciplined there from Evie. Did not check the corner, and she pays the price for it as a shotgun's waiting on the other side. We're going to see Atlee dash up, though. And Eric finds 2 in response. Atlee's able to find 1 as well.
Trap trigger. There.
Player standing.
Colin has to clutch here, has to buy his team some time. He does swing, but can't find it, but is going to pop the ult. And there's not much he's going to do there. And it wasn't enough time as NBF take the advantage back. And they are on match point.
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
And could we see OT? It's all right. My name is, you can just call me Christian or Undead Casual as my IGN, whichever you prefer. I will answer to both.
Get out of my way!
Deploying drone. Right here.
And it looks like we're gonna see them go through garage again, although gonna bag up this time.
Reloading.
And it looks like they're gonna wrap to A side here. Probably gonna go sewer, but yet again, the shotgun. And running onto site here. That's good kills there from Eric through the smoke. Can he find two? No. And so much is going on here. Colin able to find one.
Last player standing.
And now Colin's got a clutch yet again. And he can't do it. And NBF are gonna take the game. And that is a crushing defeat for Smite. And those are the kinds of games that you never want to see. Everything is with you, and then everything is against you. And wow, what a comeback from NBF. Huge shout out to that team as they absolutely battled and had an incredible comeback story. Smite just not able to get the job done. Heartbreaking there for them. And wow, again, just what a game. What a gut-wrenching defeat that was. As it looks like I'm going to have my first interviewee come up to the booth. So it's going to be Evie here. Evie, welcome into the booth. And how are you feeling after that game?
It was rough. Not feeling great.
That is fair. That is fair. Yeah, I mean, what a comeback story from NBF.
Unfortunately.
But it was almost like we saw two different teams from Smite here. You know, we saw an incredible team on defense and then a struggling team on attack. So
I feel like that's how it goes.
yeah, can you talk to me a little bit about, you know, we saw a lot of improvement in your guys' attack, but this week not so much. Can you talk to me a little bit about like what went wrong in the process there?
I definitely think I don't know, I feel like communications were a bit down and our attack, it's just rough. Like util usage, not there, and then with their util usage, it was just like the stuns was a lot, and we weren't getting our trades very well. And I feel like we're splitting a lot, and we just weren't getting the trades from our splits. Or just, yeah, I feel like we're just kind of getting util dumped by their team, which just tends to happen because they tend to pick agents with a lot of util. So, I don't know. I think we just need to work on that a lot.
And, you know, we've talked in the past about leadership, and this is the kind of game where leadership matters. You know, this is the kind of game where leadership truly does make a difference. And what were the comms looking like tonight? Who was stepping up to kind of take in that leadership role? As we know, it's kind of been a little bit of a deficit since Evan has left.
Yeah, sadly. But I think Coach is definitely giving us a lot of good information, and then I feel like I'm also trying to help as much as I possibly can. And Penguin has good ideas too, so he's saying those. So I think we're trying to just work all together right now. I don't think we have a set like IGL in the team. We just have our coach right now. So we're all trying to take each other's information and what we've noticed from each round and trying to put that together. It didn't quite click tonight, so we're hoping we can work on that.
Absolutely. And I want to finally talk here a little bit about, obviously, winter season. Not anything too stressful, nothing super on the line, but as we wind down the winter season here, and we very quickly get around to the spring.
Oh, yeah.
And then we very quickly get around to ESC. And at the end of the fall, you guys were very much had the potential to book your ticket for ESC. So
hopefully,
what are we going to hopefully see in the last season, or the last week of winter, and in the off season to really prepare you guys for the spring when it really matters?
Definitely attack. Attack is something we need to like drill. We need to work on it. We need to get our attack set down in stone because we're just really struggling with that. And we can't be struggling. We can't just be good on one side. It doesn't work like that. So I definitely think that's something we need to work on a lot. And then they have like communications with plays. I feel like we're kind of getting confused and trades. That's for sure. It's just a lot of the same things we've always need to work on. Just need to keep working on it.
Absolutely. Well, Evie, a little bit of a heartbreaking defeat tonight.
Oh my gosh,
Don't hold your head low, though. Obviously,
yeah.
you know, it's still a very good game. I know you guys will bounce back. I know you'll bounce back. So,
Yeah.
looking to see what you guys do next week, and really looking to see what you guys cook up in the spring. So, thank you so much for your time, though.
Thank you.
All right. It looks like we are going to have Penguin, aka Eric, come up into the booth as well. Eric, welcome into the booth, and how are you feeling after the game tonight?
Doing okay.
Yeah, I mean,
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Talk to me a little bit about, obviously, the comeback that we saw and what you guys were trying to do to keep your morale high as everything kind of went down there in the game.
Really just trying to create a plan. This is a team we've had trouble before. We've most of the time been able to win them during the normal season, and then have a very hard time during that off season. That breach being our main problem, and their roster, they never really had it before, but that's a new agent that now we're gonna have to worry about when we go against them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk a little bit as I'm pretty sure this is Coach Jacob's first time coaching against this team, and obviously since you've been here and obviously having the rivalry with this team. So can you talk to me a little bit about what it means, not only as a player, but to kind of have a new coach guide you through this rivalry match and what this match specifically meant to you guys?
I mean, the one thing that I would really point out is we got to see this like from a new perspective on how to play this. That before when we'd go against them, we would run double duelist, we'd run some like very aggressive initiator, and then some like passive sentinel and passive smokes, or we'd run a clove, and we'd barely be able to pull the win. And now this comp, if we honed it a little bit more, I think we could win almost every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a little bit of different comps here. You know, it seems like every week you guys are, I don't want to say everybody's switching out, but you guys are keeping me on my toes a little bit. You know, we're seeing different agents rotate in and rotate out. So what are you doing? What is the team doing to really make sure that they're equipped to handle all the different agent picks?
Mainly it's just off of what we feel. I mean, a lot of before the matches, I'm asking what we're doing, trying to make sure set up if we're going to run like double duelist, and we have Raptor and Toaster go that. Stuff like that. With Will, the new addition, me and him both being able to kind of play anyone, it's been able to create some new plans and all. That we can run a lot more double initiator. If we even wanted, we could run double smokes on some maps.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Eric, I know probably wasn't the result you guys were looking for tonight, but a very good game. I know you guys will be back better than ever, so keep your head held high, and thank you so much for your time up here tonight.
Good to see you.
You as well. All right, now let's see if we can close it out with Coach Jacob, which I don't see him. Oh, there he is. See if we can get him up here. Maybe we can have Eric go back and grab him. And here he comes, Coach Jacob, into the booth.
Try not to hit him and stuff.
Coach Jacob, welcome up here, and how are you feeling after that game?
Oh, it was exhausting. It was, with the first half, we were really confident. Then going in the second half, we started losing some rounds, and Haven is a very default-heavy map, with it being 3 sites and everything like that. So that's kind of where we struggle. And that really showed tonight, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, a long-time rivalry here. Now, I believe this is your first time coaching this rivalry. Not the only rivalry that...
First or second?
Yeah, not the only rivalry that Smite has, but kind of adapting these rivalries. What does it mean for you as the coach to make sure you're leading the team properly?
Yeah, I'd say definitely going in these matchups where, I mean, talking to Evie, she has played these people so many times now before, so I can kind of learn how they like to play from my players, even though I haven't coached during one of their matches against them. I can learn a lot from them, because going into tonight, I knew that they were going to play very slow. So on defense, we did not play into them at all. We were very patient with what we did. We used the info util that we had to kind of gauge where they were at, and you saw how defense worked out for us.
Yep, absolutely.
Unfortunately, that kind of works against us on attack. We need to be more decisive and more purposeful with what we're doing during the attack rounds, especially with their team comp being so util heavy. We need to get out more of that sooner.
And now I asked Evie a similar question, but of course I gotta get Coach's opinion on it too. Winter season coming to a close. obviously not a super long off season, but a little bit of an off season, and then we get into the spring, and realistically, then we really start to look at ESC and qualification, and real things are on the line. So what are you guys gonna work on? What are you guys gonna cook up in the final week of the season and in that off season to make sure that you are full force, firing on all cylinders, trying to not only probably win the spring, but trying to book your ticket for ESC?
Yes, definitely working on our attack halves overall. I think our attacks is where we are weaker, especially when, like I said, we have to play into defaults and stuff like that. I think our sights hits are okay, but yeah, definitely just train that attack half as much as possible. I think our defense is really good, and as always, communication. I think next week I might do some funny stuff for practice. Might break them up into like groups of 2 and 3.
Okay.
And have them stay in separate calls, even though they're on the same team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out.
Well, Jacob, I know that probably wasn't the result you guys wanted tonight, but luckily, I know this team. I know you know this team. I know you guys will be back better than ever. You're just learning, using it as some stepping stones here, trying to get ready for the spring. So, I told all the players keep their heads held high. I know they will, and hopefully we see you guys back and better than ever, which I know that we will, and hopefully we get to root for you guys down in Florida in the coming summer.
It's the goal.
Absolutely.
As always.
Well, thank you so much for your time up here.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from players. You heard it from their coach. So we are going to wind down here. Oh, gosh, I'm exhausted. My voice hurts. I was doing a lot of yelling, but thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching, for constantly supporting. We always appreciate when you guys are in the chat. Lynn, of course, I always have to shout out Lynn, former player. Love to see you in the chat, Lynn. And wow, yeah, just keep looking out for updates. Obviously, some big things coming, some big changes coming, and I think that's about it for me. On Monday, I'm not sure if we will be live or not because we're expecting a big winter storm. So I would just say keep an eye out on your emails, keep an eye out on your notifications, however you get your news from us here at Valorant, because we might not even be open. We might just do remote or something. So obviously that will impact stream depending on what we do. So keep your eyes out, keep your ears out, keep whatever out. So from myself, Coach Christian, and everybody here at Valhalla Camp Hill, thank you guys so much, and good night, everybody.